We've had this conversation about barbers already, but Calum just mentioned the monstrosity.
It's not really.
Huh?
Well, it's outrageous.
It's outrageous.
No, you can pay more than that. I have paid more than that in London once.
How much
What
is
was the
paid
price?
more than that?
I paid 50.
A 50 for a trim?
What?
And it was worse than the normal one I get. So the normal one I get is
£50 for a
Hold
trim?
on, wait. I'm because he just said the normal one I get is the.
Is
What?
32.
That is outrageous.
So hold on, wait.
For London, that's...
What are you getting?
that's
Highlights
actually
cut and
pretty
dry. What is this?
White barbers are hitting the belly.
good. Yeah. Well, I mean, it's white hair, so it takes longer for a start. And then they wash your hair and shit, which is...
What? That's a scissors job.
What do you mean?
Scissors and a quick blade. No?
It's mad. I
don't
can't
know.
believe it.
How long does your trim take?
About half hour.
Yeah.
If he's like, if my barber's not in a rush and he's like really, if I told my barber, listen, boom, I
This
will go
one.
like,
Yeah.
please, I need
Yeah.
that. This has got to be the coldest one. 35 minutes or whatever. On a normal, it'll be about 20-ish minutes or whatever. If he's rushing, he could maybe do it in 15. But
This one was 25. This one was 25 minutes.
yeah, around that on average. How long does yours take?
Mine's at least 30. At least 30. Probably closer to 40.
And you can pay an edge note for our trims. That is
In London...
Do you get to leave with anything other than the trim?
You get like drinks and shit, so you can have a beer and it kind of included.
Oh, they give you a beer.
Yeah, or a coffee.
They're taking the
or water.
piss out of man.
For edge note, bro, I'll be getting in there. I'll be saying, listen, this is what I need. As soon as I get in there, if I know I'm paying edge note for a trim, I'm asking for the towel, the head wash, the wash. I want the coffee, tea, and water.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And the beer as
Yeah.
well. I'm getting my.
Well, most
No,
importantly,
you can get all of that.
most
in that 30 quid.
importantly, you better be running on time. If I'm paying an
Yeah.
edge note, when I get there,
Yeah,
if
yeah.
you're telling me that my trim is at 1 o'clock, if I get there at a couple of minutes to 1, the chair has to be available for me to sit in it right now. I don't want to be hanging around for 10 minutes.
Is it customized aprons as well? You get custom aprons?
Oh yeah, no, but we
You
get
have your own ones.
No, but a lot of them get customized aprons.
No, I want my own one.
Oh,
It says
okay.
Savage Dan on it.
Savage
If
Dan.
I'm paying edge note
Yeah,
a trim,
that one, yeah,
that
so-
means I'm coming back every 2 weeks or whatever it is and giving you another edge note.
Shout out to the Don who snitched on man, by the way, because as I told you, man, before we was recording, obviously I said loosely on the podcast. I didn't realize that my barbers was lining me up, but I said time ago on the podcast that I was paying the tenants for my trim, £7 for the shape up and whatever. Someone's now gone back to my barber and told him, "Rah, how comes you're charging Chucks a tenner? Yeah. But I'm getting 15s, so now I have to go to 15."
It's mad. It's
Yeah.
mad. It's mad.
Shout out to the person who did that. Anyway, there was something I forgot to tell you, man. Yeah. I went to Amsterdam, innit?
Yeah.
Remember I told you
where's
I went
this
Huh?
I think
You can't
so-
start a story.
Yeah, so well, remember I told you, man, I went Amsterdam, Paris, all of that, yeah? So I'd never been Amsterdam before, innit? So I went for the first time to the red light district and that.
Oh,
Have you
I
man
thought
been?
were on the
So?
Wii, bro.
Have you man been?
No,
No, I've never been to Amsterdam.
No.
Okay. So every time I've said I've never been Amsterdam, everyone like that's the shocker in the room. What? You never
But you don't
been
smoke.
down?
You don't smoke. I don't smoke.
No,
So,
exactly.
Yeah.
So when the man then was going Amsterdam, that's all they were doing.
Yeah.
So in my head, growing up, all I thought you did in Amsterdam
It's
was
smoke.
smoke.
Yeah.
Then later on, I started to hear about this red light district stuff or whatever.
Yeah.
So in my head, all I'm thinking is you smoke and then
Bang.
So like you smoke, you go get a tick. No, actually, you might even go and smash the thing or whatever, and then you go and you smoke and cool off or whatever, depending on how your thing works, isn't it? Yeah. But at the same time, obviously, there's more to do in Amsterdam than just do that. To be fair, but in my head, I was always mad curious to go to the red light district because in my head, bro, I can't fathom how it works. Yeah. So one of my brethren has obviously gone there and he's gone red light district and take part in and beating things or whatever. Yeah. But how he's explaining it to me, like I don't understand it. So what do you mean? So there's women in a window and then and it's legal. Yeah. And then you just walk through a window and then what? You just give them a piece and then like what? You just smash There's no no massage, no what.
Well, I'm presuming in the red light district you could get massages as well.
Well, I heard my brother told me he had half an hour. Half an hour for me is not necessarily long enough for me to get into the It's not to say that I need an hour or whatever it may be, but think about it. Half time moves quick, bro.
I'm not
soon as
gonna
you
lie.
walk in-
Half an hour. You remember, you ain't got to finesse this thing. There's no breaking down. There's no like getting the ball, doing 5-yard passes. You get in there and you can just shoot.
Yeah, I know.
30 minutes will do.
Maybe it's because I'm not set up. I don't know.
Are you looking to go in there and conversate?
No, I need to like relax a little bit.
Bro,
I need to relax.
It's not a relaxing environment, bro.
Yeah,
This
but it's
is work.
you gotta think it's weird. Like walking down the road. Maybe it's because I'm speaking from a mind right now. Yeah, while I'm talking to the man, I'm not horny, innit?
Yeah.
So in my head right now, as a man who's not horny, I'm thinking of there's a window, and I just go in. My thing's just supposed to be rocked, just like that. You put the condom on, man. I get neck with the condom because this is what my brethren told me that
What?
you got. Yeah.
Hold on, what's that?
Exactly. But
Neck
to be
with a
fair, it's
condom?
safe. You gotta think about it. It's safe. This is, bro, there's so many different dynamics to this.
is the
This is
thing.
how I was
This
thinking
is the
before.
thing.
Firstly, I'm thinking neck with a condom, but then I'm thinking to myself, if you go to the late light district at night, getting neck with a condom is probably the best thing to do because the late night district doesn't start at 7 and
The
finish
thing
at
is,
1.
I've never even heard of the late night district.
Bro, all right, the red light district.
Yeah, I
okay,
know.
sorry, the late night. Okay, so this is it. That's to my
That
point.
one sounds mad though.
It does. That sounds like a
sounds
thing.
mad.
But
Yeah.
it doesn't start at 7 and finish at 1. This is all day.
Yeah.
So if you're going there at
Yeah.
if I go there, if I was to take part in it, as far as I'm concerned, I'm gonna go for something that I think is a complete vibes. Yeah. Now the thing that I think is a complete vibes, if I'm paying my money for, bare man's gonna think the same thing.
Mm-hmm.
So if I'm going there at 11 o'clock in the nighttime and she started at 1, I need to get this with the condom on.
I think you need to get with the condom anyway, but I'm gonna presume that there's procedures that they take in order to not have cum everywhere from the last
For the
paying
last one.
customer
No, it's in a
going
condom.
to the next one.
It's in a condom.
Oh yeah, condoms.
So
But
it's
I think that defeats the object.
Of what?
Why are you getting head with a condom? I've never.
I've never had that. Only I've had a condom put on with a mouth, but it was never really like, it didn't continue being that though. It was just like,
personally.
have you ever had that?
What?
The condom put on with the mouth?
Big man, let's keep condoms and me far and far away
Okay,
from each
fair
other.
enough.
Me, I don't work with them. They just don't work well with me.
Okay.
Not on it.
But still,
Sorry,
let
I've
me,
got to use-
just getting back to the story, yeah? In my head, as my brethren's telling me this thing, I still don't understand all of that. Because the way that he's explaining the story to me is he's getting the head with the condom on, whatever. He's got half an hour. And then like, so I don't know what's happened because from when he's got through the door, maybe he's had a massage, maybe, I don't know, whatever it is that he's had.
Yeah.
So then he's got however long to just do his thing or whatever. And then he's telling me that obviously he went to put her in dog and she's telling him no, she don't want to do all of that. So
What?
for me, again, if you tell me no in sex, a lot of the time my thing's like,
You've ruined the whole thing.
exactly.
Do you know what it is? Do you know what you need to try and practice then? If you're going to go red... We haven't got to the end of your story, by the way, yet.
Yeah.
So we'll get there. But if you're going to go red light or go and... It's always best to try and find a girl that you think might be on you.
Yeah, but
You'll probably get more product out of it.
yeah, you're talking from a young guy who like still has it.
Yeah. Not a
If you're like a
course.
17-year-old, a 70-year-old don or 50-year-old man, or maybe even a 30, 40-year-old guy who just doesn't have it.
Yeah.
But
Yeah. of
you get
course.
what I'm saying? It's
Yeah,
very
it's
different.
crazy. There's so many different variables, but the condom one for me, I don't know. Calum, you're a condom man, innit? So,
Yeah.
does the sensation, how does it work?
Doesn't feel as good.
What, have you had neck with a condom on?
No. I thought you were just talking about sex.
Oh.
No, I've never had head with a condom on. That's weird. I kind of defeats.
Yeah, I
the
mean,
point.
to be honest with you, I feel like this is obviously an outrageous thing to say to a degree, yeah. But obviously, condom serve its purpose and it's good, yeah. But I think one of the great benefits about a condom, which a lot of people don't really talk about, is if you start like with a girl that you like, yeah, or a girl that you're with, if you start with a condom,
Yeah.
I mean, start without a condom, so you just dip in, you feel all of that or whatever. If you feel like you're about to now finish, slap a condom on, you get an extra 15 minutes.
But is that not a bit
However,
weird?
isn't
Halfway through
that
stopping-
counterproductive?
Yeah.
I suppose it depends on the reasons you're wearing this condom.
No, because it's productive if you want to lay it, if you want to please, because for me, remember, this is about please, a lot of the time it's about pleasing the woman, isn't it? Yeah. sometimes obviously you need to get your ting off. But if you're going with the mindset of I need to make sure that she has I want my CV, I want this one to be on the CV, but I want also for her to go and tell her brethren or whatever, just for feel good about it. Whatever it is, I need to make sure that she has a great night tonight. Yeah. So, boom, you might dip in, and then after 5 minutes, 10 minutes, however your thing's set up now, you might start feeling like, rah, it's a bit mad for me right now. Yeah. Put a condom on, you get extra 15 minutes.
Yeah, but what I'm saying is, it depends. That kind of reason is not the reason I'd ever use a condom. You know what I'm saying? Like, condoms for me
is why
is it? You're using them just for
extra, like, sometimes for extra 10, 15 minutes.
Mad thing.
For equity.
In my head, your only reason you're going to wear a condom is to prevent either a child or a STD.
Oh, yeah, of course.
By default. Yeah, not just to gain 15,
yeah, of course.
20.
Yeah, of course.
It's mad. But,
of course.
So, in which case, going in raw and then putting on the rubber,
but if you're going in raw anyway, you're going with the mindset of I'm taking that risk tonight.
Yeah.
You get what I'm saying?
Yeah. So
if they're like now at the stage I'm at right now, I'm not gonna just be taking mad risks like that. If I'm going raw, it's because you know what, there's a vibe and we're gonna I like you. I really like you. And you know what? In the worst case scenario, if the worst, this is outside of a relationship, if the worst case scenario did happen, I'll hold that. I'll hold that one.
No, I'm not taking that risk.
Worst case scenario.
No.
If worst case scenario,
So just doing that.
I get it.
Why can I be so comfortable? Because I don't.
Yeah.
Because the thing is, if I take that, if I meet a girl and I have a rapport with her, we go out, we catch up. Because this is the thing here. You're still looking at it, the mindset of me going like to a festival and just drawing a thing and beating it raw. That's not what I'm talking about.
The thing
I'm saying dating, if I'm dating a girl, whatever, we're catching a vibe or whatever it is, and our first time now we're gonna have sex and we have it mad quick, but we got this rapport now. I might, you get what I'm saying? I might just take that risk.
It's time. We're not 22.
Exactly, so man, a big man out here.
Yeah.
So it's different. It's different, and I like to believe that girl that I'm checking for is going to the clinic and all of these things and that as well. But anyway, so. Pushing all of this aside, so that
I just said I'm a bit younger, so I don't think the same way.
Oh, okay, of course, maybe, and that's good. To be honest with you, always have sex with a condom until you're in a proper relationship.
Until you plan for a baby.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. This is
to be honest with you, how old are you?
24.
24. So I was in a relationship when I was 22, right? And around that time, I was having sex with my girl with a condom on, and she was on the pill.
Yeah.
So we was not taking no risks. Yeah. Do you get what I'm saying? But now as a big man, if I'm gonna go and it's just different anyway. Right. So I've gone there anyway. I've gone to the red light. I've gone to Amsterdam, and in my head I've got a show to do. But all I could think of is I only want to go to the red light district only to see what it looks like.
Yeah.
Do you get me? So anyway, it was exactly how man them talk about it. Like. So anyway.
That has to be cut out.
Yeah, exactly. I'm keeping some of it. So anyway, boom. I've gone there and it was exactly like how I thought. When you go there literally is. It's like a long street and it literally is women in a window. Yeah. Now, obviously,
they are in a window. So
they're in a window.
It's them, not a picture of them.
No, they're in a window and they're dancing, and it's like all the windows are red. Yeah. So. If you'll see a girl in there dancing or whatever, but if there's like a thing covering the window, someone's in there macking basically. Yeah. So you're seeing like people walking in, you're seeing guys coming out like with these smirks on their face or whatever. Yeah. So or like you know that awkward kind of your brethren's left.
Yeah.
So you come out and your brethren's are gone, and you're just looking around. All of that, yeah. But. You know me, you know how my mind works anyway, bruv. I'm walking down there and I'm like, there's, the big heart thing, because I'm like, like, I wonder, I'm looking at them and I'm trying to figure out like their stories, innit? Like, where do some of these women come from and like, why are they doing this and all of these things? And then like, even then going there and looking at it, it's definitely something I couldn't do for a couple of reasons though, yeah. One being the fact that like, there is a deeper element to the fact that some of them girls are there legally being sex trafficked and all of that. And I wouldn't want to take part in all of that, yeah. However, what I would say is I remember one time we must have bust a left now. So when you walk down the road, it's like one long high street. So I imagine Carnaby Street.
Yeah.
But a bit longer than Carnaby Street. So you got all the shops
Yeah,
and that there.
yeah.
So you got windows like that with
Yeah.
gallery and all of
Okay,
that,
yeah.
But you can bust a left now, and there's still more windows, and you can't film. Yeah.
You're not allowed to film.
No, you're not allowed to film. If you start filming, the girls start kicking the windows and shit.
Oh, okay, you're not allowed to film them.
You're not allowed to really. If you
Film.
take your phone out and
Yeah.
you do
Yeah,
that,
yeah,
then
it's a
they're
bit
kind of
bad,
onto
yeah,
you.
yeah.
Do you get me? So anyway, and I think some of it is because of that too. Bust a left now, bust a left again, and there was this girl in the window. I'm gonna be honest with you. For a second, I thought, rah. If I was out, say we was at a dance or we was on road or whatever, this one's my flavour.
Yeah,
Do you get what I'm saying?
Yeah, yeah.
If I was ever going to take part in it,
It's that one.
It's
you.
this one.
It's you.
Yeah. Even for a second, I did dip in my pocket to see how much euros I had. No, I'm joking. But even then, bruv, it's mad, bro.
Yeah.
It's a mad,
it's crazy.
It's a crazy thing to just go down the street and see that, bruv. It's crazy, bruv.
Yeah. It's the oldest hustle in history, actually. You know what I'm saying? Prostitution, like, it is the oldest hustle. It is feeless. Like, you carry really, there's no overheads to it. It's just you and your body. It's mad.
Yeah.
High
And
profit.
someone takes 20%. No.
it
Tell a lie.
depends,
They
yeah.
don't.
It
They
depends.
actually hire out the room.
Okay.
Yeah. So they pay however much they pay for the day or for their time in the room.
Yeah.
Or whatever they make is theirs. They just pay. It's like a barber chair, basically.
It's a big market, bro. It's a massive, massive, massive market. Men by nature, we're just fucked. There's always peace. We just cannot behave around pretty women that are naked.
Well, do you know what? It's not even. I mean, it's all subjective, innit? Because some of them I wouldn't necessarily say was pretty. Like there was some girls. There was like one woman in there. She was mad old, and she was obviously the woman who was like, if MILF is your flavor, say that's like your category right now. Even though that's been my category in the past, I still wouldn't do that. Yeah. But like, she was mad old, and there was hella toys in there, bro.
Yeah.
Hella toys.
But you know what? Life's a mad journey. So in 20 years, that might be your thing. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah, of course.
Trust me, there's just a big old market out there. And people have weird fetishes. And people I've seen and heard too much shit.
It covers every, bro. In terms of like fetish and looks and stuff like that, it covers
Everything.
It covers everything,
Yeah.
bro. But it is, I don't know, going down there, bro. Even though it's supposed to be legal, you just know that this is not. You feel within yourself this isn't right.
Yeah.
But for some people, either their horny emotions, like, because when you're horny, bruv, you don't even think sometimes about all of that. You're just doing whatever it is that you need to do, or that you feel like you need to do. But also, you can drink liquor and smoke a tick. There's pubs on there.
Yeah.
So I reckon there's like a bunch of people that go to the pubs and that and drink and get themselves in that vibe.
Yeah.
There's literally pubs on the corner.
Yeah.
So you go in there, you like drink a drink, whatever it is, and then get yourself in that vibe, and then you just go and you just pick something like sweets, bro.
Yeah.
It's crazy, bro. It's nuts,
It's mad.
bro.
It's mad.
Amsterdam is a
At least disguise it and just get the massage as well.
yeah, but then if you do that, then you might as well just go to a
masseuse.
masseuse and that, innit? And just find out from the man then which ones. Do you get what I'm saying? Because that's
Bro,
always-
London's as close to Amsterdam as you can get in terms of that world. Like, we have, like, Soho, as far as I'm concerned, is, as far as I know, is legal. It's legal to, it's just a little,
Do they smash though?
Yes.
See, so like,
Yes.
okay.
No. Don't say okay like that. What are you doing?
I don't know, but obviously I know they're open late still.
Nah, that thing, it's a smashing thing. They got the red lights as well. Like, I'm sure it's an area, it's just that kind of small area of legal prostitution.
Google it. Can you find out?
Well, no, I was about to say, it's legal to own and operate a brothel, but it's illegal to be a prostitute in a brothel, if that makes sense. No,
Start again.
Hold on.
Yeah, this is in the law. It's legal to own and operate a brothel. That is legal. You're allowed to do it. Illegal to be a prostitute and prostitute.
That doesn't make
Again,
no sense.
stinks
I
of
know.
capitalism.
Okay, so what's a brothel?
Our law doesn't make any fucking sense.
What is the correct? What is a brothel then?
Okay, let me
Let's
Google this.
Let's Google it.
Google
Maybe
this.
does it have something to do with penetration, do you think?
So a brothel. I just want to find out
Prostitution.
What is a brothel?
A brothel, okay, is literally a house where men visit prostitutes.
Hold on. So who did this law?
Yeah,
Who made this law?
All right, can you Google,
It's gotta be
is
a conservative.
prostitution legal in London or anywhere in the UK? Because I definitely know what you can't do. You can't pick up girls off street. That's one thing you can't do. That's illegal.
Okay.
That's definitely illegal. That's called something.
Takeaways.
Oh, hold on. Oh, shit. Hold on. In Great Britain, prostitution itself is legal, but a number of related activities, including soliciting in a public place, curb crawling, owning or managing a brothel. So I was wrong. It was opposite to what I was saying. Pimping and pandering are crimes. So I was wrong. It was the opposite
In
way
fact,
around.
you know what? I kind of figured you was wrong because of
makes
adult
sense.
works.
Yeah.
Because they openly will then put on adult works. The girls will put on their, not just themselves, but what they're on.
Okay.
And what that costs.
Okay.
So you're allowed to be a prostitute, but it's illegal to own and operate a brothel.
Okay.
I
So
was
this
wrong.
is making some sense
Yeah,
now.
that
All
makes
right.
sense.
Wait,
Can't be a
whoa.
pimp, basically.
So you can't,
Yeah,
exactly.
can't be a pimp.
What you can do, so all the Soho places and all of that, they're legal, providing that they go through the, like, because
They're legal. They're legal.
Illegal.
No,
They're
Brothel
illegal.
places are illegal.
Yeah, but they don't advertise as brothels.
Oh no,
Yeah, they don't advertise
But
as
like, there's
brothel.
a door that
Yeah.
says models
Yeah,
and
yeah.
shit. You
but
just walk in.
prostitution's legal.
Yeah.
Prostitution itself is legal.
Yes, so you can go in there and wait, that's confusing because
Yes.
those places are not technically brothels.
They're not brothels. But they
They're
are
they're
brothels.
masseuses.
We just call them brothels.
fuck
I think what we
Fuck
call
no.
brothels.
But there's websites though where you can hire a gal and you can get a girl to come to your yard, do whatever.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah.
Okay.
No.
I got you back.
No. I got a brethren.
You see, small.
No. I got a brethren. You're an idiot. No, I got a brethren who like
A brethren.
every time he gambles and makes a hella peas, he goes straight on the website and spends 150.
Is it?
Yeah, he spends 150. Sometimes 2 bills.
That's
yeah.
the our thing.
Inside phone booths, there's those.
So you
stickers
can,
with
like, and
people
they someone drives them to the house, whatever, and they come and then they do their thing. You can buy however
Yeah.
many. It's just up to you. Maybe that's legal. I don't know. Do you
No,
know
it
what? I don't
is.
even care.
That's called
I don't know.
escorting, though. It's different. Well, it's not different.
Escorting
but
is
escort is legal.
Yeah.
Okay.
I
This
don't know,
stuff's
it's all-
legal.
it's all
You
mad
just
confusing.
can't say you are my girl. Go and make me.
But I think
peace.
just doing it in a public place, by looking at this, doing it in a public place, so walking along the street
Street,
looking
yeah.
for a man,
Or
that's
curb
illegal.
calling, yeah, you can't
Curb
do-
calling, yeah,
yeah.
that's illegal.
Fair.
But I guess if it's by phone, then
Yeah.
This is crazy.
She's talking about all of this anyway. They're really trying to get Michael R. Kelly out of here at the moment.
Mm-hmm.
And you know what? Yeah, the only thing that we discussed this already, but I think R. Kelly's gonna bust case. To be honest with you, I actually think he's gonna bust case because I think that like there's like they're saying that there's a sex tape out now or whatever. Yeah, I'm just curious to find out like how is there a sex tape of something from so long ago, but it didn't leak. If it was him, and I
Is he
just think
saying
as
it's
much
not
as
him?
a
Maybe
scumbag
it's a
he
bluff.
is,
Is he saying it's not him? Because
I
people
don't
are
know.
saying they've seen it or something.
We don't
and
know.
He's saying it's 42 minutes long.
42 minutes?
Yeah, it's
long.
not a joke tape. Like it's like meant to be 42 minutes long, and him referring to a girl's fanny as 14-year-old
Puss.
pussy.
And what is
Several
is
times.
he beating it?
He's beating it.
In the thing, is he beating it?
Yeah, I'm sure he pissed on her as well.
Oh my
Jesus
God.
crispy.
Who's
So-
seen this though?
But this is the thing. Who they're saying that it's only going to be played amongst just in the courtroom, innit? I don't know. There's just a thing about that makes me feel like this
That makes
guy's
me
gonna
think it could
fuck
be
it.
him.
He's gonna get away with it somehow. And then also, like
I don't
you know,
think
like
he
with
can
all
bust
of
this one.
like all of the girls, yeah, that they've like. Remember there was this interview just recently with the 2 girls. I don't know if you saw that. See when he came out and he started barling. Actually, let me talk about
Yeah.
that quickly. Yeah, when I saw that again, me with this fucking big heart, I'm looking at this guy crying and I'm thinking, it's a bit mad. Like, what if? Let's just say, what
Yeah.
if he was innocent?
Yeah.
What if?
I know.
How mad is it to have to go through something like this when people keep saying that? But then I watched it again with the mentality of looking at a scumbag. And when you watch it with the mentality of looking at a scumbag, do you know how funny that interview actually really is?
Because it just looks like he's really trying to get.
It's an audition.
Oh my God, he's really just trying to make people feel like he's going so hard to make people feel sorry for him.
Yeah. Well, the thing is, you see, when you get to a certain level of craziness, you believe your own lies.
Yeah, exactly.
And he looks like a man that believes it.
Yeah.
He looks like a man that believes it.
Well, do you know what it is? The reason why it's easy for him to believe his own lies now is because maybe a lot of the crud that he was genuinely doing, like back in the day, was quite a long time ago. So for him, and he's got these girls around him now, they're all of age. Apparently he picked one of them up when she was 17. But obviously she's young, but in the eyes of the law,
that's fine.
Do you get what I'm saying?
He doesn't answer particular questions though.
He doesn't answer the ones from the past.
He
answers the ones from today, and the reason why he can answer the ones from today is because he can't go to jail for them. Hugh Hefner was doing all of this shit, having all of these young girls around him and living with him and all of that stuff. Do you get what I'm saying?
Sounds very different to, as in that Playboy Mansion, we had cameras all up in there. Like, I wanted to go.
Yeah, but the two girls have come out and said they're not being held under their will. There's girls that from the past that are saying that they have been.
Yeah.
But I'm saying today, if we're just going by today, and he's living in today, for him, he can easily.
That's fine until we talk about this sex tape, this alleged sex tape.
But even then, the sex tape is probably God knows how long ago. So for him, in his sick mind, he's probably thinking that wasn't even like this was long. That weren't me.
I don't know if it's how long ago it was because it's new evidence. I'm not sure if it's new evidence from 10 years ago or new evidence from now. Whatever it is.
Well, the one thing I will say is,
do you know what it is? There's only so many times. The same with me. Same with a lot of people. There's only so many times you can bust case.
True.
There's only so many times.
Yeah, it's true.
You have to get a guilty eventually.
Yeah, it's true. And you know what? This is a bad thing to say, but for all of the monstrosity that he has done in the past, maybe you know what? Graphic design the tape. Put his head in it. It was him. It was him. And just lock him up, man. Lock him up.
The CGI thing. Get the makers of Avatar to make an R. Kelly sex tape.
I just get rid of him quick.
In MP4 format.
Get rid of him quick.
Bruv.
But I don't know, man. I don't know. I watched the interview with the two girls as well. I don't know if you saw it, yeah. And like, bruv, the whole thing's a mess. But there was one part in the interview where one of the girls did sun the interviewer though. Because the interviewer said, start asking them about their sex life. And the girl said, I don't think that as a grown woman, you should be asking another woman about their sex life. Like, you know, that's not what we do as people. That's definitely not what we do as women. And I think the interviewer realized, oh yes, I'm a feminist now. Maybe I shouldn't ask this question.
So who were the two girls?
They're his girlfriends.
Well, yeah.
So are these the girls that
they're living with him now?
Yeah, so that's
You ain't
fine.
seen it.
If he's brought them out to interview, they're gonna interview just fine.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Well, the woman actually said R. Kelly was right there, and he was coughing and doing all sorts of stuff to let them know that he was.
Well,
there.
they knew.
But
They had done that interview 20 times before they got to that interview.
100%.
Trust me, that's fine. If he lets you out to do an interview, you're fine.
I want to ask the
Within
listeners
time.
just one question. Yeah, you could tweet me, you could hit me up, whatever. Yeah.
Comment.
All right, comment. Yeah. Right. Yeah. Leave a comment and let me know. Some of you lot are young, so you wouldn't really understand how much of a jam this one was. Yeah. And it's not R. Kelly jam, really. But I just want to know if it's okay to play it because I played it in a club and one girl pulled me up for playing it. Nah, it was Marcus Houston up in the club. And right in the beginning, he says, "It's the piper."
Jeez, you're still spinning them.
Do you know what it is? I forgot only because I took wait. I took all the R. Kelly stuff out. I took all of it out. Yeah. So I didn't play it. It's not in my thing.
Yeah.
But when I'm going through and I'm doing this particular set, I'm playing the last at this club, whatever, and I'm slowing it down a little bit.
Yeah.
I just see Marcus Houston featuring Joe Budden, boom,
Yeah,
and I drop it. It's the part, and then one girl said, we're not gonna do that tonight." That's what she said to me. Then I stopped it. I literally stopped it in the dance, and I said, "This one's not a go, is it?" And then like some people looked at me, and this particular girl was like, "It's not a go." But I want to ask, is it a go? Because it's Marcus Houston featuring Joe Budden, is it a go?
Yeah.
That's all I want to know, innit? So,
Bear the Rave was saying.
Just one girl.
What was the rest of the rave saying?
They just looked at me and like a couple of people started laughing because they was like, oh shit. Nah, it was like that oh shit moment. Like,
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
oh yeah, oh fuck, yeah, like he produced this. I think he wrote it.
This is the culture. This is the thing. This is the thing. So it is a bit of a, oh yeah, we really care right now because for the last 4 weeks, R. Kelly's been what's consumed a lot of people. In a year, people won't care so much.
Nah. That's got to be out of the... Nah, bro. That's out of the fold.
I don't think...
R. Kelly one's out of the fold.
Bro.
Nothing can't get run.
There's people out
Nothing
there
can't
doing,
get run.
doing
We could debate about couple songs.
There's people doing big protests to flipping back him.
I know.
It's crazy.
I hear girls was talking about you kidnapped me and they were screaming all of that. We covered that
It's
anyway.
crazy.
Fuck that.
It's crazy.
And just quickly as well, yeah. You watching this Michael Jackson documentary?
I watched around
seen
30 minutes of it yesterday, but I don't think I got to the juicy part because I know it's in two parts.
Most
I'm
of the juicy
thinking.
part is, to be fair, in the first half.
Oh, have
Is
you
it?
watched it?
Yeah, I watched both. Yeah.
What did you think?
Yeah, it's pretty conclusive that he did it. That's my
You think?
perspective.
Here's my thing on it. Yeah,
Because wait,
I
I
haven't
haven't seen any of it.
Nah.
The
There's a reason for why I haven't.
Okay, cool. All I'll
Explain
say
to me why.
is that the details that these two guys go into, like physically what he
Yeah.
did, yeah, you can't. It's too.
Why?
Here's my thing.
Why?
About it,
Watch
yeah?
it and you'll.
We know, yeah. If nothing else, Michael Jackson at the very least was weird, strange,
course.
Definitely.
whatever it is.
Of
yeah?
course.
Now, I got question marks against. I love Michael Jackson's music. He's never done anything to me. I've always just been like banger, 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 but I've never had an emotional connection to him. I love rock with you, etc., etc. Blah blah blah. When a grown man, invites children to his house without their parents, there are big problems. It's just big problems.
Of course.
That's it. When a big man wants to play with a 9-year-old, there are big problems.
Absolutely.
There's so many. It's just that the parents are starstruck and infatuated. Remember, this MJ is not like, he's not like the equivalent to a Drake or anything like that, where you can kind of feel like you kind of know Drake. You wouldn't even be that starstruck if you walk through the door, whatever it is.
He's an untouchable
He is
superstar.
He is the world's biggest thing.
Yeah.
There's no Instagram. You can't see what he does day to day. You see him on TV or you don't see him, like this, or on a poster. This is a super duper star, and when a super duper star starts taking a liking to 9-year-old kids from Australia, from some small town, the parents are gonna be like, wow, as well. Do you see what I'm saying? He could have probably had them all doing the mad thing.
So what are we saying then?
I'm saying personally, I haven't seen the whole documentary, but do you think I'd be shocked if it came out that Michael Jackson had done that and worse and to much more people? I wouldn't be shocked at all. I look at him, I know it's red flags everywhere.
I agree that Michael Jackson, I'm going off the fact that I haven't seen this documentary yet.
Yeah.
There was one reason why I hadn't watched the documentary, which I talked about before, but I'll say it again. I think Michael Jackson was definitely weird. I think we all know that Michael Jackson was weird. The whole, the rhetoric of like what you just said about like him being a superstar and taking a liking to the kids and the parents and all of that stuff. To me personally, for my own experience, just for mine, I'm speaking for me and my own brain, there's a part of me that says, so, my mum loved Prince to bits. Do you think that if, like growing up, Prince was the biggest thing in my household?
Yeah.
If Prince came to my yard and said, oh yeah, I want him to come and play at my house, yeah, you can be there for the day, but come 8 o'clock, he's got to have the dummy in his...
Yeah.
Like, that's what my parents are going to do.
Yeah.
I can't speak for
I'm
everyone.
not sure.
Wait.
Do you
Wait.
That, do you actually think that Prince, who was also pretty strange, yeah, comes and says, I want to take your son to my house. Just your son.
What's
Not
that?
25 kids. Just
No.
your son.
I'm giving you the example of because you said
Yeah.
that he's obviously a superstar.
Yeah.
So obviously a superstar coming and saying to
Yeah.
like parents are going to be starstruck naturally or whatever, and you could maybe see why they would be like, okay, yeah, that's
of course
cool.
you can see it.
I'm just saying for mine and me growing up around me and my cousins
Yeah.
and whatever, that's just something that was just never going to happen regardless of your superstardom or whatever. Yeah. One of the reasons why, for me, documentaries, like when I hold documentaries like this to like a high regard, and one of the reasons why like I might tell you, because I love documentaries. All of my favorite documentaries,
Have both.
they cover different things.
Yeah.
When I read like this, all I'm seeing is there's a big difference between the R. Kelly one and this. I watched all the R. Kelly ones. With R. Kelly, you got different psychiatrists.
Yeah.
You got obviously all of the victims and stuff. You got the managers, and you know the thing is, you got the the funny thing about the R. Kelly situation is on documentary is you actually have like one of his brothers defending him, or you have people on there defending him. It just so happens to be, which is good, which shows a lot about R. Kelly's character. While they're defending him, they still seem inconsistent and they're incriminating and they start. But that's what documentaries do. It covers it plays with, and this is the thing about documentaries like this as well. With the R. Kelly one too, you see when you hear the music in the background, that plays a big part in your feeling and how you take something in. Because if I sit and I talk about my experience about something and you start playing the saddest music in the back, for anyone who is even a little bit like me, I've got the biggest heart.
Yeah.
I'm gonna sit there. That's gonna really play on my emotional
and before
strings.
you know it, you believe
that's
it.
gonna really.
However,
pull on
I
that.
don't remember this documentary having that.
It didn't have none.
It didn't have any.
There wasn't.
It wasn't
sad
like
music
that
in the background or anything like
it
that.
wasn't like that at all. It was very.
very
They weren't even
neutral.
speaking of Michael Jackson for the part that I saw in like a really like he's a demon, like he's a horrible person. They weren't even speaking about it like that. They were just. It looked like just saying what happened.
Yeah.
They didn't even seem traumatized by the whole thing, because they seemed like they didn't even really understand it. You see, like when you don't understand something, sometimes it doesn't have a big enough effect on you going forward.
Yeah.
So I think they were being made to do some mad stuff, but they didn't even get it.
It wasn't even just the two guys that were interviewed. It was the family members of the two guys as well.
Well, exactly.
Yeah. So it is one-sided.
That, again,
Obviously,
that speaks to it's all very
one-sided.
It's all very
100%.
one-sided.
100%.
So like. Even if a documentary was fully done just on the other side. Okay, all right. Let's do this, yeah? Did you ever watch the documentary? I'm gonna watch it. I will watch it. I'm not.
But you need to watch it before you comment. To be
No.
You know what? You're probably right.
You are right. I have to watch it before I comment on this. But you have to also understand that, like, growing up, I've seen so many of this, and I've seen so many documentaries as well. Yeah. Did you watch the Martin Bashir documentary?
No, I haven't even seen the R. Kelly one side.
Oh, okay. So this was an interesting one as well, because do you remember Martin Bashir?
No.
He was the guy who used to do News at 10. I think he used to do News at 10, and I think he used to do a lot of news stuff, and then he went to America, and then he was doing like a lot of documentaries out there or whatever. Again, he did a documentary which was very I watched this documentary, and he was following Michael Jackson around or whatever, and this was so long ago, so I can't remember all the details, and it was quite one-sided the way that he filmed Michael Jackson, and the questions that he asked and all of these things, and it came away and everyone was everyone was conclusively, this guy was fucking around with some kids.
Yeah.
But what Michael Jackson did was, while he was alive and he was able to do that, him and his team had an idea that this is what they was going to do. So they had their own cameraman filming him. So while this guy is doing what he's doing and the editing is manipulating us, later on, another documentary's come out with all of the other stuff, which has then swung it back the other way. Now, I'm not going to say that this guy was weird, because of course he was weird, but for me to take a documentary, I'm going to still watch it, but I feel like for me to really embrace a documentary like that, you have to cover.
The problem is, we have a positive and a negative, essentially, So you got somebody saying this did happen, and somebody just saying it didn't, and we don't have much proof. But trust me, if I, as an adult with my head screwed on, had to decide which way that pendulum really swang,
it's weird.
I would genuinely think this man did the stuff he's being accused of.
See, I think it's dangerous to do that.
It is dangerous. It is dangerous. But I'm going off seeing them, and I know they could be great actors. And then also, I'm just going off.
It's not. I'm
going off the actual matter of fact.
Yeah.
You are the world's biggest superstar. Yeah. You are chilling alone with small children.
Yeah.
Just you and them. You're sleeping at their house. They are sleeping. Bro, you know what tour's like. Imagine tour, but you're it's just you
Weird.
and a 9-year-old touring. It's fucking weird.
Did they
Let's
tour
have it
with
right.
him?
Yes.
Did they tour with him,
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
There's each.
It is weird.
This is the thing. There was a pattern of behaviour that
Exactly.
you can see through it. And
He started
would go
like
from
in
one
terms
kid
of like
for
the
12 months
hotel
to
rooms.
the next one.
It was only him and them, and even if the parents came, they'll be on like another floor on the other side.
Yeah,
of the
exactly.
hotel, and like it's crazy.
Okay.
One of the mums was explaining when they were on tour with their son and Michael. They started the tour. They were in the next room next to Michael, and the boy, who's obviously a man now, was explaining that as the tour went on, Michael would try and
separate
them mentally and also physically.
Yeah.
So as the tour went on, their room would get further and further and further till, like Dan said, they were on a different floor, almost a different building.
Yeah.
And Michael was explaining to the kid, "Oh, your mum is this, your dad is this," like trying to separate.
Yeah, it's and creating this thing of like we mustn't be seen, and we have to get dressed fast.
He would
all of
do,
that stuff.
He
And
would
trust
do
me,
drills.
in my heart, like a lot of this stuff, you don't have all the facts. You'll never have them all. The only person that will know is God in terms of
course.
we won't ever get the actual truth. We'll get two different sides and we'll have to work it out for ourselves. But in my heart,
But are we
in my
getting another
actual heart-
side? That's the thing.
We've had Michael fought for his innocence for years before he died. You know what I'm saying? So
But you know what? It is,
saying
it is very
I just
different.
took
It is also
kids to
very
my
different
house.
now doing it in a social media era as well, where like things are a bit different in how they express their outrage. See,
know.
for me, like the one thing that I will say is that obviously Stockholm syndrome is a real thing, isn't it?
Yeah.
So like people that have been, this is why I would never be able to, I would never be able to relate to what a child abuser goes through, because a child abuser could be sexually abused and as an adult later on still defend their abuser, then later on break out of that.
Yeah.
So I hear that. That's the part that I fight with a bit, like, because I'm thinking to myself, there could have been some Stockholm syndrome in that. Because when I was reading that article before, when it was giving you just some details to think about before watching the documentary and then about their character and their behavior, which I think is important to read as well. Just their behaviors in how they were acting while Michael Jackson died, and some of the things that they said, and some of the things that they had said as grown men, as adults, and not being as children, and then later on now doing this is a bit. But then it feeds to the Stockholm syndrome.
The one thing is also money talks loads.
Hold on. There was one catalyst for both of them, was the exact same that caused them both to come out and say
Well, one said that he didn't know that he was abused until the other one came out and said.
Nah, they both had kids themselves as adults, and then they realised that they were so fucked up.
Okay.
And
then they both slowly started to talk to their loved ones about it as well.
Okay.
So but what about the accusations these accusations aren't just from now.
Oh,
these are hundreds of.
But then there's
years
loads
old.
of other things as well, bro. There's like loads of other things. Like I was listening to an interview with Michael Jackson's niece, Brianna Jackson or some shit like that.
Yeah.
I can't remember what her name is, and she was saying that when Michael Jackson died, is one of the guys' name's called Wade. He was the dancer. Yeah. She was saying that Wade's mum called her and said to her, like, she was crying on the phone, whatever, really sad that Michael Jackson died, whatnot. Yeah. And then like she said that she wanted to meet up with her for like drinks or whatever, but she said that they'd fallen out previously, so she didn't think it was appropriate to meet for drinks or anything like that. But naturally, as Michael Jackson died, you can understand why somebody would be upset if she knew him or whatever. So it's like, cool, like, there's no malice there. Of course, you're ringing me condolences or whatever, cool. And then she said that Wade rang her, and then literally hours later, the mum rang her and said that she wanted to have she wanted to look after Michael Jackson's kids because Michael Jackson had said that he never wanted his kids to be around his grandparents because they were bad people or whatever. This maybe speaks to the fact that, remember, his mum or his dad and that used to abuse him apparently when he was young or whatever it was. But what the sister or the niece was alluding to is that they know that Michael Jackson's estate is assigned to his kids, so they're trying to they know this information, so now they're trying to position themselves immediately after the guy's dead to then try and get the kids and have and it's like, Do you know what? Yeah, there's a part of me that just wants God to come down right now and just say, "This is true,"
and
or "This is bollocks," and then this way things will just like because there's so many. Like this is just. Do you know what the thing is? Yeah, even when I look deeply within that too, yeah, Michael Jackson still could have sexually abused those 2 kids. He still could have done that. And they could still have been the family could still be trying to profit off it. Yeah, you get what I'm saying? They could still be trying to make some money off it. Because had Michael Jackson's family have said, "All right, cool, here's 50%. Actually, fuck 50%. Here's 40% or 30%." Would this still have been a thing?
I don't know. I personally, there's too many questions and not enough answers. We're just getting, as I said, positive and negatives. So. I don't know. I'm just going with the fact that it's a strange situation.
Very. But we've all known that. That's
what I'm saying. So, for example,
you know what? The strange situation is, I feel like, only even extra strange for younger people who wasn't necessarily, they weren't grown up on Michael Jackson.
Yeah.
So you're growing up and you're seeing or knowing about a man who just spent bare time with kids. And obviously, like, if you didn't grow up on Michael Jackson, and you're just seeing this for what this is, and you're just seeing this for what this is now, then of course it looks even extra outrageous. But growing up, we always knew that Michael Jackson was weird.
We knew he's weird. But do you know what? You see, if God did come down, and he just said,
everyone's fucked, by the way.
If God came down just to answer this one question, and he just said, "Are you lot for real? There's a man, and he's been accused, but he just chilled with a kid, no adults. Of course it happened." We'd all be like, "Oh yeah." This is what I'm saying. It's just because it is Michael Jackson that we not almost bend the rules, but we think, no, he was so innocent. We want to believe it. Even I want to believe he's innocent.
Definitely.
But it's weird because we're not getting, we're getting lots of detail from the 2 guys. Yeah. But we never really got much from Michael Jackson.
Yeah, but even then, what you're saying is completely right, yeah? But even then, there's still an element of a flaw to just presume because somebody is doing something weird that they're taking it to the extra level.
You're right as well. I'm just going with my gut.
As a human being, that is a dangerous thing to presume.
Yeah.
And the thing is, I would. Yeah. I'm going to be honest with you.
Yeah.
If somebody just said to me, see my man at number 62. Yeah. He's got kids around his house and all of that. Straight away, I'm going to say this guy is a paedophile. Yeah. But maybe he is. But maybe he isn't. Exactly. Maybe he's just doing something that isn't the norm to society. Yeah. For his own strange and weird reasons.
Until these boys start coming out and saying that.
And again, it's not even just that. It's also the emotional roller coasters in these things of, his sister coming out and saying, he's a paedophile. He's playing around with kids. Then coming out and saying, "Nah, do you know what? I didn't even mean that because basically it was my husband who just made me think all of these type of things or whatever." And then you think, okay, so she was in a relationship rightly with a man, because this is another thing. Yeah. If I'm going out with a girl, and her brother, regardless of whoever's there or whatever, has kids at the yard, I'm gonna banter you about that. Yeah, your bro is hanging around with kids, and especially if I got a little liquor in my system. Exactly. If I got a liquor in my system and the man name's round, and the man name's round, I'm gonna be saying your brother is on some fuckery. It's mad. So naturally, she might be like, you know what? Yeah, he is on some fuckery. Yeah. Then only to come round and say, hold on a minute, my emotion. He does some weird shit. My bro's weird. He does like doing all of that, but. It's not to that extent. I just think that
it is too strange.
And then also as adults coming out and saying no, and then consistently doing that. Then he's dead. Now there's money on the line. Yeah. And then it's like, hold on a minute. I want to do a film. Then I want to do a book.
Wasn't there always money on the line anyway?
Of course there was, but
so in a way it's like. It didn't really matter when they did it, whether he was alive or dead. You do it and it's gonna. This comes out.
But when you're dead, though. Yeah. But when you're dead, say you've got mad peas. Yeah. I can set you up. Yeah. If you're alive, I can set you up right now. Yeah. And try and get some peas out of you, in every which way, whether it is me saying I've got a tape of you, or I'm gonna get man to come to your yard, or whatever it may be. Yeah? I could do that in any way. But if you're dead now. If you're dead, I can amp that up even more. And I'm not to say that he didn't do it, but I'm saying if you are rich okay, let me tell you this, yeah. See, when someone dies, you know when you start seeing more family members. Yeah. When somebody dies, as soon as somebody dies, everyone starts sniffing around. Yeah. My dad told me not even that long ago. Yeah, he was caring for this woman, woman. Yeah, there's not been no family members around.
And then
the woman, he actually went to the woman's yard and she was dead. He went to the house, like he tried to call her, whatever. Didn't get hold of her. She always rings him in the morning, whatever. He's come, he's gone to the house. And the key, like as he's got a key to the house, as he went to put the key in, the key was in the other side of the door, so he couldn't get in. When he looked inside, when he opened up the thing, he looked inside, he see a dead woman. The woman was dead. He managed to get in the house, tried to resuscitate her, all of these type of things. The woman was dead. My dad's so blasé, by the way. The way he's telling me this story is like he's telling me a story like he went to KFC and bought some food. Anyway, the woman's dead, yeah? Police have come to his yard, asked him questions. Obviously, they're side-eyeing him because, you know what I mean? But they've realised that he never did nothing. He said from that moment, bare family members started contacting him now. Everyone wants to find out who's got this part of the house, who's trying... Like, human beings are... I don't put nothing past no one.
Bro,
I don't put nothing past anyone when it comes to money. So, this is... It's just the odd one.
I hear that,
but I'm gonna watch it.
I hear that. And the thing is, even after you watch it, it won't be conclusive because I haven't watched the whole thing, but I just imagine it's more of the same.
I'm gonna. By the way, I'm gonna send you this article, and I want you to read that too, though, because I need you to read that as well.
And also, do you know what I will say in conclusion? Yeah, it's very easy to accuse a strange man of anything.
Of course. That's another thing.
Yeah.
And like, the thing is, I know there's like growing up, I know there was like one guy on my old estate. Yeah. This man was mad strange. Yeah. You know, everyone had that on their estate.
And or you hear that he steals cats.
Yeah, exactly.
Like mad things.
There's like, do you know what? It is a bit different. But what I will say is, that like this guy was hella strange. Everyone knew that. And anyone that's lived on an estate will know that there was always a strange don on the estate. Yeah. Anyway, growing up, we used to go to this guy's yard and play around in his garden. We used to just fuck around in his yard and all of these types of things.
Is this a man?
Growing up, like growing up, but you know, as a kid, you don't
just a man on the estate. Men,
but then the elders used to just always say this, but and you knew that he was strange anyway, just from the way that he talked and the way that he did things or whatever. And I'm not equating this to the man. This is a completely different situation. I'm just talking about mine, But like, he never did nothing to us or anything. He could have been sitting there wanking off his ting or whatever it was when we weren't there. But being in his house, I never felt threatened and nothing was weird or anything like that, But like, as people, like just growing up, he was weird. Yeah. So it wouldn't have been outrageous to say that this man was just on some...
to touch me.
Weird, like it was weird. The
thing is, if you've got one side of a story, you can make whatever agenda. You can build whatever agenda. If I said tomorrow, this person, when I was younger, touched me inappropriately, and I scream loud enough about it on Twitter and Instagram, I can make this a thing.
Well, also look at it like this, This is the most relatable one. Someone, let's just say you heard somebody raped a girl.
Yeah.
You know that you could say, there's always that person where you could say, I could see him doing that. I could see him doing that.
Yeah.
That's quite a dangerous thing because maybe he didn't. But the fact that you look at him and his behavior, you just think, you know what?
Horrible.
Man.
It's horrible.
But anyway, fucking hell, boy. Anyway, quickly, there's a few things I want to tuck into quickly, but I have to bring this up. The tweet that I put in the group.
Oh my God, she needs...
Yeah, you don't want to say that because they'll get onto you for that.
It's true though. It's true.
That Slumflower girl, man.
Who is she?
Is she?
You don't know nothing about Slumflower?
No.
Okay, she's like an active. She's a feminist and an activist, yeah. And to be honest with you, I was following her in the beginning because like when I was made aware of her, like. I was made aware of her because a lot of people was retweeting some of the stuff that she was saying and that, and like I felt like she was hella right in a lot of things that she was saying still, and like she's, to me, from my perspective, started off very good. That's what it seemed like. She seemed like she was very angry, but rightly so.
Yeah.
Do you get me?
Yeah.
Like a lot of women's rights stuff. And one of the things that I kind of liked as well was she had the soggy boobs matter thing. You know about the soggy boobs matter? That was a big hashtag.
Soggy?
Yeah, saggy. Saggy.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Wow.
Yeah,
Me?
saggy boobs matter.
Oh.
Hashtag saggy boobs.
Red light.
Google it. I mean, yeah, go on Twitter and do the hashtag. A lot of girls are putting out their saggy boobs and whatever.
Putting
and just
pictures
saying,
of their saggy boobs up.
yeah, but like with the bra and all of these things.
Okay.
But the thing was about like, it was ultimately about like, you know, like how growing up here as like men or young boys, we've always been like, all right, your tits are saggy, man. Like girls' boobs are supposed to perk up. Or in adverts, you know, like in the on Marks and Spencer's adverts or whatever, when they're wearing the bra, the tits are always like perfect and all of these things. And boobs ain't always like that, to be fair. Do you get what I'm saying?
That. Life, yeah.
Exactly. Or adverts always, Big Macs ain't the way that they fucking.
Exactly.
Hell no.
Yeah.
Exactly.
So, but yeah, so anyway, she was saying, like, she was basically putting out like how Big Macs look when you proper get a Big Mac.
Yeah.
In the equivalent of the tits
Yeah.
now, right? So that's a bit mad that I did that with Big Macs, but yeah, still, because tits
Mad.
don't always look like that. But the thing is, so I kind of got all of that as well. I kind of got all of that. And to be honest with you, you know how I feel about titties. I'm on that. The only thing I don't love, I'm well documented, is the mad long areola. That's just preference though. Yeah, I'm not really. I don't love it when the areola goes it's like it covers the whole titty. Yeah. Do you get me? That's not a deal breaker. I'd still be with a girl. You get what I'm saying? But
it's not your thing.
Preference wise, I just, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Prefer a little bit smaller with the dots around it, and I'm good with that. So anyway, boom. So she now, she's like been out there saying some, but over the period of time, I personally have felt like I question her motives.
Yeah.
You know, there's a thin line between, see, like when you have bad experiences in life, there's a thin line between, when you have a bad experience in life and you're speaking out, there's a thin line between speaking out for the people and doing something because you can see an injustice there or whatever it is, to also just seeking revenge.
100%.
Yeah.
Do you get what I'm saying? And sometimes it comes across that, for me, she needs a hug, ironically, from a man. She needs like, what it seems to me is, you know, like a big don who goes gym, big arms and that proper teddy bear kind of. Mm-hmm. She needs one of them once. Do you get what I'm saying? So anyway, but I'm not mad at it, because at the end of the day, I still don't ever want it to take away from some of the good shit that she actually says, because to be honest with you, she definitely says some good shit that has a lot of substance to it.
Where's she from? From here? She's from America?
Yeah, she's from here still. Yeah. But occasionally, bruv, this girl comes out with some absolute madness. And I just think, where is this girl? Like, where is she going with this? Let me see if I can find this tweet. Okay, so she said, after my talk today, a white woman came to me crying, telling me she agrees with my views, but some young men have it so hard. Until young men are being married off at the age of 6 and having acid thrown in their faces for declining sexual advances, you can't change my mind. Then someone tweeted and said, wild how some women are still prioritizing men in their feminism, like girly. I think you missed the point. Then she put, men benefit largely off patriarchy and uphold it, yet they abuse and murder the people who have empathy for them than they could ever have for themselves. Men are murdering us and abusing children, and you think I have time to theorize on why they can't cry, laughing my ass off. Then, wait. And then she says, then she says, maybe other people's feminisms are about making the world better for men. As for me, I don't have the time to think about the reasons why a system you created at my expense to benefit you is choking you. If men are committing suicide because they can't cry, how is that my concern? Now,
I'm not impressed.
No.
Okay. Like,
I'm not impressed.
There's a tiny bit of sense.
She lost it. She lost it.
There's a tiny bit. Wait. There's a tiny bit of sense in what she's saying, yeah. It's just the tiny bit, yeah. So the tiny bit is that men, as men, we benefit of patriarchy to an extent. We do, yeah. So, and at times I've felt that. Do you get what I'm saying? But let me explain. Let me just explain something, because you can say what you want to say, yeah. But like, from what I've studied, yeah, there are a lot of suicide. A suicide rate is very high in the transgender community.
Okay.
Yeah, it's very high in the transgender community. So, by this logic, yeah, this is almost saying that, see, for a person who was born, biologically a male, I'm going to take an educated guess that one of the reasons why, or a couple of the reasons why, some of these guys who feel like they were born in the wrong body are committing suicide is because they feel like they were born in the wrong body. The society is like, they're probably getting a lot of backlash from their family. Some people are probably abandoning them or whatever it is. But most importantly, like, they're not accepted by society, but most importantly, they're not accepting themselves. Yeah. Do you get me? So they're going out and they're just thinking, you know what, fuck it, I'm just going to wig myself because I can't deal with this. Yeah. So now that's to say, okay, cool. As born biologically a male, you have benefited from a system that was created however many hundreds of years ago. Yeah. Right? So you, because it's choking you, that's your problem. That's your issue. That's your problem. Yeah. I think that's dangerous, bro.
Oh, I think the whole thing's dangerous. It just seems to me, this is why I'm always prepared for war. Because it seems like she just wants a war. It just seems like she wants a war. Like, these things are all very, very delicate in terms of, like, you can't get real results by just waging war and say, nah, you know what, ban men, this should be about women. This is what I'm saying. Like, do you want peace? Do you want what you actually want? Or do you just want to piss everyone off?
Yeah, I don't know. I feel like it's like, it feels kind of cultish. It's very like, do you know what it is? A lot of us, a lot of the stuff is sensationalism. But
she wants a world of no men.
But I also believe, I don't know. Well, however, I don't know. But I also do believe, in that same logic as like, see, like, white people benefit from slavery and oppression and all of these type of things. But with that being said, I still wouldn't agree with somebody disrespecting Calum because he's white. Like, because it's a thing of like, there was something that happened beyond his control. Yeah. Do you get what I'm saying? There was something that happened beyond his control that, naturally he might benefit off more than I might do. But now, say now another white man goes out and kills you or whatever, then I'm supposed to turn around and say, well, fuck these dons. That has got nothing to do with me.
This is the thing. This is why for me, I've said it so many times, this thing is all against all. Like, when it's all said and done, you cannot meet ignorance with more ignorance. The only way to eradicate it is to meet ignorance with education and with something that can actually benefit the situation. If men are, just suppose she's right and men have been fucking this thing up for ages, educate men. You don't just wage war against men. You won't get results like that.
Yeah, of course.
That's what I'm saying. You have to, even if you have to like pat men on the back or do whatever it is in order to get your message across, you'll do it like, you'll have more success doing it that way than saying, we want war. Like, ban men. I don't care if they commit suicide. It's not my problem. You're effectively just doing what you're accusing men of doing for so long.
Yeah, of course. And of course.
You see what I'm saying? You can't meet this stuff with ignorance. It has to be like something intelligent.
Yeah. And
so for me, I won't hear her. She'll never get like any energy from me. But she's just a bit of a dickhead who wants war for me.
I'm definitely down for having, if she ever wanted to come on the podcast, we could definitely have a conversation about some of these type of things and whatever. But the reason why I didn't want to tuck into it, because there's so much more things I want to say on this, but I do think that I'm going to have this conversation ideally when a woman's in here, and then we'll do all of that. Yeah. Like,
does the world favour men over women? Of course it does. Of course it does. But like, and you think that men don't understand that? Of course we do. It's simple. It's on the ground. Men get, on average, paid more than women. Same way, in general, taller men get paid more than shorter men. Trust me, we're humans, we're pieces of shit. Even if we were all one gender and one color, we would find a discrepancy. We would find something to separate one from the other and make them better and worth more and whatever it is than that person. This is it. This is what I'm saying. This is all against all.
Yeah. And even as men, it is easier for us to say stuff like that. Although you are right, it is easy for us to say that and be like, it is what it is.
Because I'm in a better position than
so we're not on
saying, of course,
on the short stuff.
Yeah, and that's why I do think it's important that like there's a whole load of feminists out there that I feel say some harsh truths that have cut deep within me and made me understand a lot of my unconscious biases and stuff like that. And I've learned from them. And like I hear them out and I understand exactly their point and that. Do you get me? Because there's like loads of things that have maybe happened that maybe I haven't looked at and whatever.
Yeah.
But then like on the other side, I look at this particular individual and I think, oh right, okay. To me, it seems like what you're trying to do is build up some type of fucking cult of certain types of human beings just to come out and just be outlandish for the sake of for your own personal gain though. For your own personal to capitalize off that, to make money off that in some way, shape or form. So what you also do is you play on the fact of on the fact that like there are a whole load of women out there that are experiencing some of these things and that are rightly so angry. And you're doing that for your own gain.
For you anyone to be the spokesperson.
Exactly. Anyone that I have seen, for me personally, that have come out and that are activists for something, they're doing it for people. They're doing it. It's a selfless thing. It's a thing that they experience, but it's also a selfless thing. It's like maybe for your children, maybe for your community or whatever it may be, and that's what you do that for. Well, I look at this and I just see self. I just see like you just self in it, like self gratification. And
we're in a very progressive age in terms of like things that are ignorant and horrible that we have in this world are being eradicated. Yes, there are other things replacing them, etc., etc. But this is every day becoming slightly more a woman's world. Do you see what I'm saying? Like they've been heard and whatever. As in, obviously, Rome wasn't built in one day. Do you see what I'm saying, or whatever the saying is.
There's still loads of unconscious biases and all of these type of things.
But there's loads. But do you know what? Do you see those subconscious biases and those? That's over years of training. We've been trained. I've been trained to whenever I see an M, automatically get hungry. That's what I'm saying for that man. Like there's just certain things that we don't even understand why we feel that way or why they are. We've spent 30 odd years on this planet. This planet's been here for long before us. These rules were set. That's what I'm saying. But to change them takes a long time.